I don't think I could be a porn star. I think I'd just get really bored.
There's a load more to it, I think.
Are you recording this?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I'd get bored, and as well as that, I think I'd probably start gagging a lot of the time.
You've got quite a weak stomach.
Yeah.
What kind of porn are you making?
Yeah. Good
Well,
point.
most of it's a bit. I don't know. I find.
You didn't get that, did you?
I find sex like. Oh yeah, sorry. I find aftermath of sex a bit yucky anyway, and
It is yucky.
yeah, I don't like it. I always regret it. Fucking hell! I always regret sex immediately after finish.
Regret?
Yeah.
That's a strong word, isn't
Yeah, because then it's like, oh, why did
No,
you do that? This is all yucky.
no,
and
it's
Say
smelly
regret.
now.
You mean like I wish I hadn't done that?
Well, no, not
Right.
proper. Wish I hadn't done it, but just like, oh, things could be a little bit better for me right now.
Yeah, it's because you just.
Than if I hadn't started this whole thing. Do you know what I mean? Because
Well,
there's
no,
a bit
I'm
of a
saying-
mess now.
I
isn't
think
there?
Ken's
It's a
trying
bit
to
like-
get to grips
It's
with it.
messy, it's smelly. I feel a bit grubby. You feel like you've had your way. You feel like you know.
Had your way with the woman you
Had
love.
your way with the
You
woman.
feel a bit grubby. What?
You know. You feel like you've. Yeah.
Are you one of those people that goes and has a shower like instantly after sex?
No.
I
In
do.
fact, one of the things I used to do was eat straight afterwards. It got to a point where I'd have a sandwich ready on the bedside table for when I was finished, so I could eat.
Really? So you've
Yeah.
been what
Well,
like
no, I haven't had that for ages.
condoms,
I used to get
lubricant,
an
sandwich.
appetite. I
Yeah,
used to get
Thousand
an
Island
appetite.
dressing. Somebody, you've gone to a shop before and you've bought the items to make a sandwich and love. So you've bought like the Durex Everplay Lou, Featherlight condoms, some Branston pickle, big wedge cheese,
I don't know
crusty
what it was.
bread.
I don't know what it was. I only had it with one girl. It was like with my first proper girlfriend. I always used to build an appetite after having sex
I think
all the
that's-
time. I don't get it anymore.
Was it always a sandwich?
Yeah, well, because they're the easiest.
Yeah,
things
it's quick
to
and
make.
easy.
Or
What
sometimes
was
I
it?
just had a packet of crisps next.
What was
to
in the
bed.
sandwich?
Oh, crisps! Oh, fucking hell.
Pork scratchings.
Oh god, the least
Pickled onion
erotic
monster
snack.
munch and that.
What kind of sandwich did you have?
Well, just,
Because if you prepare right, what I'm getting at is if you were preparing a sandwich in advance, I'm thinking you must have a favourite sandwich.
well, it was probably corned beef and tomato. It was quite light, quite refreshing.
Oh, fucking hell.
Quite refreshing afterwards, isn't it? No sausages, no sausage rolls, no hot dogs. No.
What about
mayonnaise.
wraps?
No clams.
Yeah, no yogurt. No banana. Nothing like that.
Keep it classy, eh?
Well, we were talking about post-coital sandwiches. There's nothing classy
Exactly.
about it.
Yeah, but
Cod and chips. Ordered it from the fish and chip shop.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Last Seven, a Newport-based podcast, a not-so-philosophical wax regarding the last 7 days. I'm your host, Dan Rowley. Joining me today, Kenneth Trainer,
hello everybody.
Antonio Romola,
Good evening.
and in spirit, our cunt of the week elect, Justin Cliff. Nah, he's not going to be cunt of the week. We're going to do our work because he's actually on tour, isn't he?
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah,
He's
actually
busy. He's actually doing something.
doing some work. Which countries is he travelling to on this tour, do you reckon?
Wow, just England.
Oh, well.
What is the
Otherwise my
origin
name
of
could be-
your name? Because we were talking about this, weren't we? We had a couple of naming stories.
Yeah, my name hasn't really got a meaning. It's quite a common name.
No,
Antonio.
but like, why are you called Antonio? Why aren't you called John? Why did your parents choose Antonio?
Well, I guess they wanted to give us Italian names because it was more suited to the surname, and seeing as they were both of Italian, origin. And I got named after my granddad mainly. He wanted the first son to be named after him. So much to my mum's sort of like dismay.
Really?
Why
What
would
does she
you-
want to call you?
My mum didn't want to call me it because she didn't want me to be named after her father-in-law because she kind of didn't really like him that much at the time. But she settled for it in the end because she also had an uncle that she was very close to that was called Antonio, so she settled on it secretly, knowing the real reason she agreed to do it was for him.
What yourself, Ken? What was the decision about your name?
Well, the story they tell, my parents, they had a list of names, and they were indecisive, and just after I was born, they had me in a I don't know, a cot or something in the hospital, and they were going through the list. So one of them was just saying the names, and then when they said Kenneth, I made a noise apparently, or coughed or something, and it was like, oh well, that's that.
I thought you were going to say that one of the doctors walked past and called over to one of the other doctors who was called Ken.
Well, you say this, but we were hearing stories quite like that in work, weren't we? When we were discussing this.
That's right. Yeah. I was going to be called Sebastian or Cassandra if I was a girl.
Sebastian.
And then they settled on Daniel for a boy or Cassandra for a girl, and they didn't know until I was born, so I was called Cassie Dan when I was a bump.
Oh my god.
And nipped out. Luckily, boy, Daniel.
If I was a
strong biblical name.
If I was a female,
well, yeah, Sebastian.
I was going to be called Sabrina if I was a girl.
Sabrina.
Yeah, my mum loves it.
Oh, that's
Sabrina Ramola.
I'll tell you what. I'd probably. Yeah.
Your sister's not called Sabrina though, is she?
No, my sister's named after my nan.
Oh right.
Yeah, if you look like your sister and you were called Sabrina, then you might have had a chance for me, mate. in this day and age.
I don't think I would have been interested.
Well, that's not.
Do you think maybe they should change the rules and that like people should just be allowed to choose their own names when they get to like the age of 8?
What do you call them until then?
Baby number 1.
Okay, so
child 1, child 2.
Right, how are you perceiving this then when they go to school? I mean,
Well,
baby number 1 on the
they'll
register
have to-
here.
They just have to call them by their surname until they've chosen it.
Okay, so
not bad.
Well,
It would be cool to be able to choose
That
our own
isn't bad
names.
at all.
It'd be cool to be able to choose our own names, wouldn't it?
yeah, but you can now. We were talking about it on the last podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Change your name by default.
Yeah,
you
I
said
know.
you'd let us pay to
I know,
give
but
you a
it's
middle
stupid.
name.
It's stupid to change a name after you've gone years of being called.
No, if you're adding a
something.
middle name, mate, just name your price.
Yeah.
There was a chap on TV who would change his name to Body Art.
It was a massive long
Stupid.
name.
Actually, it was a really long name. Something like King of England, King of Great Britain and England and its territories. Body Art.
It was something crap.
No,
yeah.
but on his passport it was like B. No, I'm surprised you didn't see him. He was a chap. I'll chuck a link up to him and the program. In fact,
Shit.
he's got tattoo coverage on about 90% of his body, I think, and he has the whites of his eyes have been dyed black as well.
Tattoo, yeah. I tell you what though, it looked like his eyes. The way it was shot, it was against a black background, and his tattoos looked a bit ropey in it, but his eyes looked amazing. It looked like someone out of a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's creepy though, isn't it?
Well, that was the point of the documentary. He had a big argument with his family whilst they were being filmed, which was a bit upsetting. He went to a conference. He wanted to start up his own business, so he was going to a conference or a seminar on how to do that. You know, wish it, want it, do it types.
Yeah.
Think it and you'll be cool. And obviously the talking point for a lot of it was his tattoos. But then they were saying, in fairness, the guys who were running the gig, because they want his money and they want him to come back for the second course, I guess, were like, you can use it to your advantage. People will remember you, like always.
Yeah.
Like people will remember you in the street when they see you. So if you've got half a good business, if your acumen's any good, then you'll be a success. I thought it was cracking. But yeah, quite extreme. You haven't got any tattoos, have you, man?
No.
I wouldn't bother. You're a bit of a foodie. You like cooking and that.
Yeah.
Do you think there's too much food on TV?
No, I don't think so. No, I find it.
We're thinking.
Yeah. No, I find it interesting. No, I think it's important as well. Like when they show programs about what's in like packaged food and processed food and stuff as well, because we are really ignorant to it anyway. People like don't really think to check packets. Like, they ever check stuff.
That's what the traffic light system was in place for, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The green for good, red for bad.
Good, I never buy
And
red.
it is crazy that now, like, we are like all these big companies that sort of like that produce these like processed foods and packaged like snacks and shit like that. They know of our ignorance as well, so they know that they can get away with shit. But as well, they're so clever with the way they put things, the way they lay things out on the
actual shelf.
Yeah, so that you like, it's like when they point out what the drinks haven't got, so like no added sugar, right? So by putting no added sugar, you think, oh great, oh no, but they don't tell you, but then there is still a list of bad shit in it. They're just telling you what they haven't got in there that they know is bad.
Yeah,
And
we
it's
made-
just
They
yeah,
say
we-
that. They're saying we haven't added any more sugar.
Yeah,
to
Yeah,
this.
we-
Any
we-
sugar
exactly.
We've
that's
added
It's
naturally-
sugar
so clever,
as per
like,
the
it's
recipe,
so
as per the
stupid,
sugary drink that you
And when
love.
they say flavoured from natural.
There's no artificial flavourings or colours.
Yeah, but it's like, well, yeah, but it's still flavours and it's still colours. It
Do you
doesn't
know-
matter if they're not.
There was a
artificial,
big
it's still-
there's a big controversy amongst vegetarians and vegans because red dye or cochineal
Yeah.
is made from crushed beetles. So that technically is not an artificial flavouring or colouring. It's a beetle that people smash in order to get a red pigment.
Wow.
But you're eating bits of beetle against your will.
I think they need to do something drastically with like food. I think they need to get rid of a load of shit, big time.
When you say get rid of a lot of shit, what do you mean?
Well, I just mean like we've come too far. We've come too far.
Right,
with,
here we are again.
yeah,
man.
we've come too far with like
Food should have
what we
stopped
can buy.
at the Stone Age.
You know, like we've come too far, and I think there needs to be more of a pushing towards natural food, like eating natural like ingredients and stuff. And they should be like an organisation.
where can I buy some natural
Listen,
ingredients?
no, there should be an
Here we go.
organisation.
Is it
There should
down
be
at
an
your
organisation
fruit and veg
set
stall
up
in the market.
that they hunt down companies that are producing absolute shit that has nothing that's worth eating.
Well,
in
that
their
mom and
product.
pop store
and
Kellogg's or something like that.
start wiping.
Intimidate them.
Start wiping things out completely. Start wiping things off the market. Out of the
Snack
market.
aside, that's what you're on about.
No more dairy dunkers, not allowed. Them, they give us nothing we need. They don't give our bodies anything we need.
I thought you would have gone a bit more severe than the Dairy Dunker.
No, but you know, like anything
Good
like,
portion size, bread, cheese.
well, you know, like
I think you'd have admired the design, if anything.
Damn straight.
like chocolate,
Nice.
right? Why? Yeah, like chocolate's okay because it's like
Is it?
dark chocolate's good for you, isn't it? Yeah.
No.
So just give us plain dark chocolate. Don't give us fucking Lion bars or like Boost. Oh, fucking.
Oh,
Boost.
what Boost? They're amazing.
Don't give us double deckers. Don't give us Mars bars full of shit.
What's your problem? So, like, what? Your argument is that all food should be terrible.
No, I think there should be one of each thing.
I was
Like,
just going to
when it
say
comes
that,
to
taking
snacks-
the piss. What,
when it
I
comes to
knew you were
snacks-
going to say that. I knew it was going to be like, yeah, there'd be one
it
type
comes-
of bread, brown bread.
No, no. I don't think there should be one type of bread because that's okay. Because you can have seeded, you can have oats, you can have.
Yeah. What about lovely white bread?
But they're all okay. But no white bread because there's nothing in it. It's pointless. Fuck it. There's nothing in it that's good. Unless it's been like baked properly with no fucking preservatives and shit in it.
All right. So it's a certain type of white bread.
Well, it's.
Yeah, I haven't thought this through.
It doesn't keep very long, does it? White bread, white sliced bread. Have you seen how fast it
not
molds?
brown bread.
No, it keeps longer.
Oh, a day longer.
It's fun to have like naughty food every now and again, but that's all well and good for people that know how to eat healthily on a normal, regular basis.
You know when he not
every
eats
now and
naughty food,
again,
he means his
every now and
post-sex
again,
sandwich,
every now
doesn't
and
he?
again, treat themselves to some dirty food, right? But then think of all the fucking like poor people, well, not even poor, but people that are just fucking lazy and will just buy frozen shit every day. Just go to Iceland. They just
Yeah,
go to
man.
Iceland every day because they're given that option. Because people have got that easy, cheap option of buying this shit, they're so unhealthy. Because they should be forced to eat good. They should be in a position where they can't go and buy something easy and fucking shit. They have to fucking put in the effort and learn how to fucking cook a soup or a stew.
So
Idiots.
you take away the freedom of choice from lazy people.
So they have to fucking learn how to cook.
Or starve.
So you would have it that you couldn't buy anything ready-made, or you could buy his ingredients for meals.
Yeah, but no, do you know what? I'm going to sound like Jamie Oliver here now a little bit, right? But what happened to the days when, once upon a time, everyone could cook because it was passed on by their parents, yeah?
Yeah.
There was no such thing as going and buying meals already pre-packed made. It came in the 80s, didn't it, probably? That sort of shit.
Bit earlier than that.
Came
I
in
think.
the early 80s or late 70s or whatever, right? Up until then, everyone knew how to cook because
No, they didn't.
they had to. It was passed down. Now, at what point did it start becoming a thing where, oh, you don't have a fucking clue, oh, don't do that.
So there were no
Oh.
lazy people
Because
from the 70s.
now people are born into eating shit, and then they grow up to eat shit, and they don't eat anything. They don't know how to fucking fend for themselves in the kitchen.
But people did that back in the day. People had dripping sandwiches and the like.
No, mate. People didn't have like. People had to make. Yeah, you're just talking about when people were poor and they had to freaking make.
Or just
Poor people had a better diet than poor people now. Because they still had to eat natural foods. They had like freaking cabbage sandwiches and shit. They had like sandwiches with like fucking runner beans in it. Or fucking like they just used to have like salad with a bit of bread. Like
Where is this coming from? Where's all this?
No, my dad said that.
There we go. Giuseppe Boner.
They used to have whatever they were growing on the land. So if all they had that was in season.
Wasn't this in Italy now we're talking about?
They'd have lettuce soup. They'd have lettuce sandwiches.
So what's the solution, man? You say you got to force people. How?
Stop. That's what I said. Wipe out all that shit. Don't sell it in
right.
supermarkets.
That you know that can't happen. Let's think one
that
practical.
actually no, that could happen.
In fact, you know the frozen aisle. All the freaking prepared food.
Yeah.
They should fill it up with cookbooks. Get rid of all the food.
That could
cookbooks there.
That could happen. Really, think about it. If Tesco's and Asda stuff stopped stocking a lot of that stuff, then you know.
Yeah.
We ought to find a lot of those businesses would. So in a way.
And I think they lose quite a bit of money.
Oh, they would lose fucking loads of money. They're never going to do it. But I'm just saying that.
I hate how much food that supermarkets chuck out as well. Think of how much food we waste in the Western world. All this food that's produced and given to us that waste it. Yeah, could be going to countries that are desperate for it.
What if, Tone, they solved world hunger by shipping out ready meals and processed foods to the poorest countries?
Yeah, that's fine. Fatten them up a little bit, get them in a good place, but then take it all away from them and teach them how to cook. So say, yeah, I know you've been enjoying this for the last 10 years, you're all getting fat now and you've just been living the dream, but it's time that you start,
living the dream. I'm just thinking of this poor
living the healthy
kid,
dream now.
just like with the fucking microwave lasagna just hurled at him. Like just taking him out. You can't lift it because the weight, the 400 grams is too much for him to pick up with his tiny body. So his dad's got to come on his bicycle that he's put together from 4 other bicycles. None of the parts match. And then he's got to put kid on his shoulders. He's got to try and lift the lasagna as well. Take it home to realise that they haven't got a microwave and they have to try and cook it over open fire. Living the dream.
Asked like the question, is there too much cooking programs on TV? And you took it down this route.
Yeah, that's right.
He was thinking, and it's something that winds me up, about all this endless fucking master chefs and
Great British Menu.
Oh god.
Great British Bake Off.
Oh, that other one with that guy. This kid walks in a calf, but
we're
gonna see if he can
Burger Bar to Chef Star or something.
And then he did it, and then the big top chef wasn't having any of it, was he?
Yeah.
He said he was amazing, and then when he found out that he'd actually only been doing it for 3 weeks, got a bit to go.
The cooking program should focus more on the side of like how you feed your family on a budget and stuff. Like how you can save money.
There's a few of them, yeah.
Shop. Rather than like what you're saying about all the fancy stuff that that you only find in a restaurant.
To be fair, there's a lot less on those fancy plates.
Yeah.
That does look cheaper. I moved out of my parents' house when I was like 18, 19, and I used to watch a load of TV then, and I haven't really owned TV since. Right, I don't own one now. So what I'm saying is, I don't remember there being loads of cooking shows. Whereas most times I come down here, Dan, you bear witness to this. There's people cooking food and stuff in their faces.
What it was Ready Steady Cook, wasn't it? I remember that.
Well, there was other stuff. There was Ken said, there was the old Master Chef, where there was a green, yellow, and a red, blue, and yellow kitchen.
And then you get your Saturday or Sunday morning TV shows, and they'd have a cooking
segment.
Yeah, and you would have that. And now it's not like, I want to go back to that. I'm just a bit.
It's become massive.
The Celebrity Chef was kind of like on the fringes, but Ainsley Harriott is kicking himself now.
Yeah.
He was just about 10 years too late. If Ainsley Harriott was on now, he'd just be like 3 Michelin star Ainsley Harriott.
Yeah. Or you'd get or it was packed together. Like there's 2 other types. There's the food. Is it Keith Floyd? Is that his name?
He was the guy who drank a lot and.
Or Rick Stein.
Rick Stein is the seafood guy.
Right. Or you get but he makes those sort of programs. I'm traveling around India and it's about curry. You get those type. Which the hairy bikers are trying to branch out into, I've noticed. The other type is you used to have food and drink, didn't you? And it was smashed together with different.
That's still on now. That's hosted by Tom Kerridge.
Oh, I bet it's still on there. What a surprise!
I like it.
Surprised I haven't seen it when I popped down.
No, you have. You definitely have.
Fucking hell! We should experiment one day. See how long you can go just watching people fucking cooking and eating. Critics fat, just and you know what I mean? It's not enough to just eat all this food, waste all this food, cooking this food. We got to talk about food endlessly.
I like it when it's educational though as well, and I like other countries and their cultures and cuisine.
Yeah, you can understand that. So,
you're kind of cooking / documentary.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that there's not a level of interest, especially when it's that, like, because there's, you know, the level, a lot of historical interest. What did people eat?
Yeah.
Anyway, I conclude that without that, you know, you'd have more fat people going to Iceland and buying shit.
They're doing that now anyway.
Yeah, they
No, but
said.
it does help. It does help. Makes people more interested.
No, it
in
doesn't.
food.
No, it doesn't.
Why don't we live in the world where it's exactly the same, but it's smoking, not cooking, and it's people like, oh, he's a master blender from from Norway, and it's people like mixing up. Right, here's some fucking ingredients for you.
Because
Make a
they would
smokable
never-
mix out of this and stick it in it.
Because they would
Shove
never
it in your
promote-
pipe
they
and
would
smoke
never-
Stick that in your pipe and smoke it with John Turone and Howard
Yeah.
Marks.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
love cigarettes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going out and foraging my own ingredients. I got some twigs and bark. It fits perfectly. Why have we not seen that?
Visiting the cigar museum in like Belgium or something.
Yeah, all really
Exactly.
opulent stuff. And then you got the micro cuisine and
Yeah.
stuff, or the micro fags, where it's just you just look at it, you inhale it through the eye.
Send them to some like you know, fancy hookah place. You know,
Virginia.
bring
Well-
back the old style opium dens.
They're allowed to do it with booze. They do it with booze all the time. 12 Drinks of Christmas was Giles Corrin and Alexander Armstrong, I think, last year. They're fine with booze. There's look at the booze over here.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
allowed with fags.
Oh yeah, this wine. Appreciate this wine. Oh, it's all right because we're rich pissheads.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we're gonna spend loads of money on the food, and we're gonna talk about the food forever. Why isn't it fags? Because that's the logical extension, isn't it? Food and drink, and a smoke afterwards.
Yeah, food, drink, fags.
I'd watch that program. I'd be far more interested in that. Get that old boy off that program, the one with one leg.
There was a show on called The £1 Billion NHS Patients, I think. Or £1 Billion Patients. And they interviewed some smokers, some fatties, and some smoking fatties. And they came to the conclusion that smoking's bad for you.
Yeah, they weren't all costing the NHS $1 billion each, but it was just saying there are some patients that are costing loads. And yeah, there was this old boy he'd had the one leg amputated because the circulation had just ceased to exist in the one leg. And yeah, just like smoking loads of fags, wasn't he?
Yeah, love cigarettes.
No.
Spoke to the doctor, and the doctor went, well, obviously that leg's been amputated, the wound's healing nicely. My concern now is obviously for your other leg. Very matter of fact, this doctor, who's brilliant, is for your other leg, because it's going to go the same way. Definitely. And he was like, oh yeah. And then when he was talking to camera, the guy who was smoking said, for all that smoking's done to me, and he pointed at his leg, for all the smoking's done to me, it's also helped me through everything I've been through. And then pointed at his leg again.
Yeah, give him his own show.
His daughter was in the consultation with the doctor and asked a practitioner of medicine. She said, wouldn't it be more dangerous for him now to stop smoking than if he was to carry on? And there was a good 4 or 5 seconds when the doctor looked at her, squinted, looked through her a little bit. No, he said, it would be worse for his health if he carries on smoking. Yeah, the opposite is true in fact. If you stop smoking, his health would get better. They were like, oh yeah.
Yeah, let's get more smoking on the TV.
Yeah. Bring back fags.
Especially if it encourages people one way or the other. Like you
Sign our petition. Bring back fags on the TV. Email us thelast7podcast@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter @thelast7. Anybody place a bet on the Grand National?
Oh yeah.
No, I nearly did. My brother won 180 quid.
Oh,
Really?
sweet.
Yeah.
Well, with many clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
And I nearly went for the same as him, but he went for 2, and I went for the other one. I went for this.
There were more than 3 horses racing.
I bet on Shut the Front Door, and not
Yeah.
because it was the favourite, but because Dan says it quite a lot.
Mm.
Came close, didn't it? 5th or something.
5th, yeah.
5th, yeah.
But it was the favourite, and I put 5 on that. I put a 5 on the Druid's nephew, was he called?
Drew's nephew, yeah.
And I put £2 on a horse called Bob Ford, which was like something like 100 to 1. But
Yeah.
I just loved the name.
I had Rocky Creek, same as last year.
Alright. Yeah.
Hold on.
It's worth doing, isn't it? It's worth doing.
Yeah, it's a good laugh, man. But of course, horses get shot every year because it's not just the Grand National. Because that's the race at 2 on that day. There's like sort of 7 or 8 races throughout the day
Yeah.
because it's jumping and horses can fall, and when they break their legs, they're not racehorses anymore. They can't race, so a lot of the time they get shot straight away. Pull the little curtain around.
Yeah,
shoot him in the fucking face.
We watched just it was like we were listening to it and it was saying That was like a documentary how they said that the guy came straight out of the jeep with his gun ready to shoot it as soon as the horse had literally...
Oh no, that was right. It was a story about that Welsh couple and the
Yeah.
horse, and they paid to have stem cell research, stem cell treatment on its leg. Because as soon as the horse fell, the vet was fucking booted out the back of the Land Rover, shotgun in hand.
Shotgun, yeah.
They got bro, and it's a foreleg. Let me at it. No, he's fucking really into it. Used to be called that job. Used to be called a knacker. If you took your horse to the knacker's yard, you got it done. And the royal knacker was a real
it's not
prized
fair,
position.
It's horrible, like treatment of them. Really.
Yeah, because they're not going to die if they break their leg. They're not going to race anymore. But then they cost a lot to keep, and it's horrible, isn't it? You just take out
commodities.
take out a living commodity in front of people. I might not bet next year. Just on all the other horses, like the Epsom Derby and
I
stuff.
bet there's
and
loads of people against it, isn't there?
tons.
Loads.
Quite. But a few more for. And even if there were fewer people who were for it, they are rich. Like really.
I was gonna
super
say
rich.
there's just a lot of rich people that are. And
So
a lot
whatever-
of gambling addicts.
Yeah, whatever happens, it'll continue.
Do you think it was right for them to have banned like fox hunting?
Fox hunting with dogs is what I think.
Yeah, because it was
The ban
because
came
it was
in
hard.
when
It was harsh with the dogs. Because
Yeah, I
the
mean, that-
dogs are just fucking tear them.
That
to
was the
pieces.
bit when it kind of really showed that they
That's
were a
not-
bunch of complete cunts, because
Yeah.
it was like you could there was a point at which you'd say, well, all right, what if you hunt the fox but you don't have your dogs rip it limb from limb? What if there's a way that you can do this hunt but you don't kill the fox, you just let it go again? In the same way some people go fishing and they just oh, look at this fish, and they chuck it back in. Do you know what I mean? But it was like, no, of course not. No, that's part of the fun, isn't it? The fox wants to be hunted, and the dog rips it limb from limb, and then you wipe the blood on your son's face or whatever the hell it is when they first go along.
Well, I can get why, because I think it started because they needed to kill foxes because the foxes were
they're
disrupting
verminous,
farms,
man. Foxes.
right?
The problem with foxes is for a lot of families is that they leave no witnesses. They say, in other words, they don't kill for just food. They like it, and they'll kill like a whole coop, and they can take out a load of sheep by like sort of biting them underneath. So there's a reason for getting rid of foxes or for trapping foxes, shall we say?
It's just that the thing with dogs is just inhumane, isn't it? It's a horrible way of
so.
doing it.
Counter argument to that
But
point,
that
of course,
that's
when
the
they
bit-
stopped, was that the dogs would then be useless and put down.
Well, they got to kill something. These people. Clearly,
just
Maybe
control
some
and all the
violence.
animals. Like if you don't do what we want you to do, if you're not serving a purpose for us, we'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hold on. Wait a minute. You guys are farmers, right? Yeah. So you're in the business of killing animals like for your profit all the time. It's just not enough for you.
Yeah.
It's got to be a sport to it. I think that's what people, if they've got any argument against it, say if you accepted that foxes need to be hunted so they didn't take over farmland and ruin agriculture and stuff. Say you accepted that. What people have got an issue with, and I certainly do, is a pageantry about it.
They turn it into a pantomime when they say because it's a tradition that they don't want to change it.
Yeah.
But the bit of the tradition they enjoy is the really ugly, violent bit. So fuck them.
Yeah, because they're like, you can have all that. Why not just ride out in the fields and your stuff and do the trumpet? Make that the tradition. Because there used to be a tradition. There used to be loads of traditions that we don't do anymore.
We haven't got that many traditions left, have we, in Britain now?
No.
Not really. I don't think there's not a lot. Like,
Morris dancing.
yeah, but
That's
Yeah,
it.
no, but I
Cable
mean
tossing.
something that like most British like households have kept.
Christmas.
Yeah, but that's a worldwide thing, isn't it?
Hogmanay.
That's a worldwide thing as well. Everyone celebrates the New Year pretty much,
Fuck.
don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
What I'm
Even
trying
if-
to say
even not
is I think
necessarily
No, it's
some
a different
countries
name,
have got a lot more traditions, haven't they? They've kept a lot more.
Well, so, some of them,
traditions
like
than Britain.
say America, like it's a really young country. They have President's Day. It was George Washington and Abraham Lincoln's birthday. They used to be two separate holidays, but they smashed them into one President's Day. So yeah, that's specifically American. Thanksgiving, of course, but it's because they're young and they want to. They've got a lot of the stuff is in recent memory or recent history.
Very British tradition is to have roast dinner on a Sunday. Now that's probably something that's just
Yeah,
a lot of people do that like without fail every Sunday. I haven't had a roast dinner every Sunday.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Some
of
people
holidays.
do
You're right.
without
Yeah,
fail.
if you're just talking about just traditions, yeah, a roast.
I'm just
I
thinking
think.
about little things, It'd be different if I was brought up in it, but I wasn't brought up in it really.
Yeah. I was thinking about America just then. I was going on to say that because it's officially a secular country, even though religious fanatics of all sorts live there, everything's open on Christmas Day. because it's a religious holiday, so there's no day off work or anything. You mentioned bread and how white bread is totally shit. Is it shit bread if it's delivered by Sylvester Stallone?
It wouldn't be shit bread if it was delivered by someone like Jamie Oliver, because then you'd be like, well, I trust you, Jamie. It looks like cheap shit bread, but I trust you because you're Jamie Oliver.
Flat-tongued
Why?
wanker.
But he could
You do trust Jamie Oliver, don't you?
could
You
just
like it.
get out and laugh. I've got most of my cookbooks of Jamie Oliver.
Have you seen that ad where Sylvester Stallone is working for Warburton's?
Have you not?
Sylvester Stallone for Warburton's.
Is he really?
Arnold Schwarzenegger for Meerkats. What the
There's
fuck
there's
is
a
going
stand.
on?
There's a stand in Asda with him on it.
Okay,
No, it's yeah. No, it's in a giant, like, massive, like, sort of industrial type bakery, in it, and it's
Yeah,
a
we'll
manager
chuck a
of the
link up
office,
to it.
and a woman, and
Enjoy.
the secretary lady comes in the office and says, "Oh, there's a Mrs. Stallone for you on the phone." He's like, "Not the," and she's like, "Yeah, it is." And then the next thing, he's on there. It's like cuts to him in Hollywood. He's on the thing going, I just don't want to make a movie about a bread delivery man.
Yeah.
And it just goes like
Well,
ridiculous.
Make a movie, you know, about a bread delivery guy, you know.
I'll say one thing about him: he looks fucking weird now these days.
He does, yeah.
He's an odd-looking bloke.
I'm surprised that some of these actors want to stay in the limelight.
I'm surprised Warburton have got that much money.
I think after so many years of, he's had all the success he needs, I'd be like, oh, I just want to go and live. I want to go and live out of the public
Or you
eye,
might think that'd be a great laugh, though,
I
to be
think-
in a British bread advert. Why the fuck not?
Yeah, well, he probably thought, oh, this would be a laugh, but when he was actually filming
I think
He's
no
bored
big-
in his flat in the Ardennes.
no big
No,
deal.
I think Stallone's a bit different because he's a writer and stuff as well, and he a director. I think he's got the creative urge more than. I'm just saying, to be fair to him. I mean,
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger doing the meerkat. I think Schwarzenegger's a dickhead.
We're waiting for the advert for Creed to come on, of course, but there have been some severe trailer breaks this week, which deserve talking about.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but they're not going to reveal it in the first trailer, all right? Creed, but I'm telling you, it's coming, bro.
But no, we've had Terminator Genesis. That
Very
trailer's
disappointing.
landed this week. Very, very disappointing. You've not seen it, Tone?
Has it just got loads of music by Genesis in it or something?
No, it looks proper rubbish.
Yeah, it
So-
looks shit. I was so excited when I saw the first clip because you see the time machine that sends Kyle Reese back in
which
the
is
original film.
ridiculous looking.
And then he gets back in time, but the timeline's changed, of course. Sarah Connor's there to meet him. She's already prepared, and there's an Asian T-1000 looking guy who's also there. So, yeah, pretty excited. But now it turns out John Connor also comes back, and he's half man, half machine. What does it mean? What does it mean?
He's got it, and the superpower things look weird, and
Yeah,
it looks shit.
and Arnie's in it as the Terminator, and he's aged. I'm behind it. Ken's not.
Well, no, it's all in a timeline thing like they did with the Star Trek reboot, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like he's been there in this other timeline for longer, so they've been preparing for 10 years, her and this older Terminator, and then there's a CGI Arnie that turns up, a much younger one, and
Mm-hmm.
this is all in the trailer, by the way. I haven't actually seen this film. It's just half that they know that it's shit, because you watch that Star Wars trailer, how classy it is. Don't give anything away. What's the film about?
Yeah.
Do you mean like what's the plot? I mean,
That's
of
the
it?
way of getting you to the cinema, though, and
Damn
then you'll
right.
be disappointed.
Whereas the Terminator one's a bit more like, oh, look, we know we've made a turd, right? Please come and see it, please.
Yeah.
Look, it's got Arnie and a younger Arnie, and look, this guy, he's half man, half machine.
I've got to watch the Star Wars one, though. I'm sorry, I've got to give that a go.
No,
yeah.
we're gonna show you
No,
all
I'm saying-
three before we come back and talk about them properly. But yeah, there's the Star Wars trailer, which is, as Ken said, so classy. It's absolutely brilliant.
Well, the money they've got, you know.
I was so excited. I came down and said, Dan, have you seen this? You need to watch it. Just watch the first shot. It's fucking brilliant.
No, but they keep it like when you see space, it's as Star Wars space should look. The droids are dirty. That brought me on to a point about the Terminator one. In the first Terminator movie, which is absolutely fucking incredible, there's a flashback with Carl Reese as, part of the Resistance, and it's all shit. It's a horrible slum. Shit's on fire. Everybody's dirty. There's people coughing. There's dirt all over. Then this one comes. It's the same fucking place, the same time, same dude. All these chiseled guys. They're all scarred up and fucked. And yeah, the time machine looks
That's what I say,
ridiculous.
yeah.
It's like they're just gonna this put together this time machine. This piece of equipment that it's a time machine. And everybody's just looking fine.
You know the Cerebro machine in the X-Men films? It's like that. It's fucking massive. So they've either built this somehow out of scraps,
Without the machines knowing. They
Or-
built a machine
or-
without the machines knowing.
or it's the machine's time machine that they're
Have
not
they done that?
using somehow. I don't know.
How are they powering that? Because if it's from any type of electricity, Skynet will have it. How do they? Where do they get the bits from?
I don't know.
Old Terminators. That's what it should be. The time machine should be bits of like on Game of Thrones, the Iron Throne thing made out of all them swords. Should be bits of welded Terminator together. Rudimentary time machine. Really shit. Little fuzzy box of white noise you got to squeeze through. Should be crap. So I'm not into that.
No, it looks shit. Fuck that. Like I say, they're begging you to go and see it because they're trying to get you to. They're going for the pity vote, really. That's what they're going for.
Yeah.
They're going for this film is shit. Please,
Why don't they?
Please.
Do you know what they'd be better off doing? Instead of freaking bringing out new films of like the same sort of characters, same sort of
just watching old ones.
Why don't they just recreate the originals as animations? But with really cool animation. So why don't they just do the original Terminator film like with Family Guy animation or South Park animation? It'd be hilarious to watch.
They do like Family Guy and South Park.
But piss stick, like just for a laugh.
Yeah, that already exists.
Yeah, like Family Guy, you mean, or Robot Chicken.
They should just do that and not bother doing any new film.
No, but it's because people want new stories. Yeah, or they want, or they're in some things like Terminator, Star Wars. They want the same story again, but different, don't they?
But the stories are always shit. They get shit. They were acceptable in the times that those films came out. The stories were shit then, but they were acceptable.
Whoa!
Because it was just the thing.
The story of the Terminator is not shit.
It's part of it being of that
Two
time.
of the best films ever.
No, but a lot of it is naff, isn't it? Is naff.
No,
Yeah.
a lot of it's not naff.
What's your favourite film?
I can't. I've got loads of favourite films.
All right, give me some of your favourite films. They're not the one favourite because
but this is hard because it's genres, isn't it? Like what favourite? What sci-fi's favourite?
Sounds to me like a question of tone.
All right, what's your favourite genre?
I haven't got a favourite genre.
Name some of your favourite films.
I think my favourite genre is probably
right.
fantasy.
What are some films that you like watching?
What?
I've got it. Sorry to keep interrupting. I've got it. What film have you seen the most? Like the most number of times?
Good.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah. Okay, well it's... Oh. Yeah, but it'd probably be something like Mrs. Doubtfire, you know?
That's excellent.
Unfortunately.
Great film.
Why, unfortunately?
Well, no.
You love Robin Williams.
Yeah, I do. I love it. But it's one of those... It's going to have to be something from my childhood, isn't it? That I've seen loads and loads of times. The most times I've
Fair
seen
point, yeah.
Probably Jim Carrey films. Watch them over and over again.
Ace Ventura was on yesterday, I think.
But I don't know, if you said, what's your favourite comedy or what's your favourite, then I could probably give you my favourite two.
But instead of doing that, you really complicate this massively as usual.
No, but the thing mate, there's so many films. There's so many films. How can you choose one favourite
Which
film?
of those do you like the best? Of all the films that you've seen.
I love really gripping films. Really, exciting action thrillers. And if they can be sci-fi or fantasy action thrillers, then that's even better.
So you're looking for a mix of all.
I'm looking for a fantasy film that has drama, action,
horror, comedy, film
a bit of pornography thrown in as well.
Yeah. From tits, horror, action, drama.
Oh, but mind you, talking about all those things, one good film for that with a bit of pornography in it, loved it, was Brotherhood of the Wolf. Very good. Very sexy film.
Brotherhood of the Wolf. I've never heard of it, mate.
It's Brotherhood of the Wolf. Don't you remember? It's all subtitled like a French movie. It's a French movie. Yeah,
okay.
It's all subtitles.
Tell us about Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Fucking, I can't remember it now, but it's like some
tits in it, though, right?
yeah, it's like werewolves.
Right.
Lots of sword fighting in that, so it's my bag.
Sword fighting over the tits.
It's my cup of tea. Really.
We don't get a wolf
set in the oldie times in southern France, just loads of farms and that, a couple of little villages here and there, being attacked by wolves and that. They go out to hunt down these werewolves, bump into some French prostitutes along the way.
Of course, yeah. What the fuck? Where did the wolf go? The red light district, I reckon. Should we nip down there? No, the wolf tracks. Can you go this way? Should we not just pop to the?
Yeah. Should we go to the brothel before?
Look, let's form our plan in the tavern, then relax at the brothel, and then we'll go wolf hunt. We'll definitely do
the
it
brothel
tonight.
is above the
It's
tavern.
a little bit like Van Helsing. It's actually a really good film.
Okay.
Alright? But all I can remember in it is werewolves getting shot with like amazing guns and stabbed with like wicked swords and boobies. So it's an amazing film.
Alright, man. We took us a little while to get to Brotherhood of the Wolf. Now, come on, just another favourite film of yours. Good one though, French film. Very
Yeah, that's
cultured of
good.
you, mate.
I really like. What sort of films though? What sort of films do you want to know?
Your favourites.
What's your
Okay,
favourite-
I love the Planet of the Apes movies. I love them.
Fantastic.
I love the old
Science
ones,
fiction.
and I love the first two, the old ones.
Yeah, good show, yeah.
And I love the new ones. I love the remakes. They're amazing. My favourite horror movie is The Shining.
I see.
And
Great stuff,
I
man.
love The Wicker Man. Find that really creepy. Absolutely love Lord of the Rings, but I can see why people find it very.
Yeah, how is
See.
Lord of the Rings not coming to this? Favourite films? How dare
Because
you?
I always talk about Lord of the Rings. I don't want to talk about, but I love the Hobbit movies as well. And can't wait for a lovely box set to come out of that. I'm gonna buy that. Matrix, amazing.
Great.
Love the Gladiator when that came out. Braveheart. I love shit with swords.
You do, yeah.
I really do.
That's great.
Yeah. I'll tell you one of my favourite films, Apocalypto. Bloody hell.
Oh, whoa, really?
Yeah.
Fucking brutal.
Amazing Apocalypto.
Mel Gibson.
So good. Although
You-
I couldn't tell which character Mel Gibson was in it. I just couldn't work out because they all had like blue face paint on.
Yeah, that's right,
It's
yeah.
fun,
He's the guy at the end who's coming to kill them all because they're brown.
It's his biggest hit as an actor, but I couldn't work out where he was. in it.
That film is fucking
What
horrendously
was that one?
brutal,
What was that
man.
one with Mel Gibson when he gets frozen and then they bring him back and he's trying to find his wife?
Forever Young.
Is that what it's
I
called?
haven't seen that.
Fucking hell, watch that loads.
No, it's an older film. isn't it?
Elijah Wood was in it as a kid, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
wow.
an
Elijah
it's
Wood-
an older movie. It's not like
Elijah Wood did loads of good films when he was a kid. I remember the one with him and his brother that are getting like abused by their dad or something, and they're like building a plane to try and get his brother trying to fly away,
I don't know.
get away from like this drunken rapist father.
Fucking hell.
Sounds like a hoot.
Can you think of any films that you found really, really funny when they first came out? You thought they were great, loved them, and now you just think, wow, they're shit, really.
Oh, God.
Anything? I'll tell you one, Nutty Professor. I thought it was fucking hilarious when they all sat round the table, guffing and that. I thought it was bloody hilarious. Hercules, little baby. Ooh, I've got another one. All that sort of shit. Just farting away. I thought, yeah, this is bloody hilarious. And I watch it, I'm like,
the
really
second
not
Ace
great.
Ventura movie on that theme. I watched it again like relatively recently and I was like, fuck, that's not very good at all. There's a few funny bits in it, but yeah, wasn't bowled over. And of course the third trailer this week, Dawn of Justice.
Ooh.
Batman versus Superman.
That's fucking right, man. It looks excellent, that trailer.
I saw an honest trailer version, which was called was it Batman Superman Rush to Justice League.
I don't want them to merge those two superheroes in a film.
Tough shit.
Oh,
happening.
I tell you what, boy,
And what the
looks.
fuck are you on about?
Yeah, but see, like we were talking about this in the last podcast,
We
weren't
were.
about how Superman is just really shit compared to Batman because he's not believable as a superhero, whereas Batman actually is believable as a superhero. You can imagine someone.
Is he?
Yeah, you can imagine someone doing all that shit and
Can
going out
you?
and fighting crime at night. I can.
Alright, I'll give you fighting crime
It's
at night.
quite possible. I'm sure the army have got certain gadgets a bit similar to what Batman's got.
I don't really care for Man of Steel very much.
I know.
I don't
I
think
know,
it's
I know.
very good. And so I've not got massive high hopes for this film. I just think though that because the end of the trailer is the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns crime alley showdown with him in a big fuck off armoured suit,
Yeah.
hopefully plugged into the electrical grid like he is in the comic,
Yeah,
to
man.
see that they were going to do that, like go the whole distance and do,
That's cool.
you know, because I mean the suit is the Frank Miller look, and I don't know, potentially there's sort of hints that it could be a sort of Dark Knight Returns, like it could be that he's been Batman and he's been retired. He's not an old guy.
No. He's
But-
greying at the temples, Ben Affleck, in the
Yeah.
one shot there is of him just as Bruce Wayne, like looking out of a window. He looks older than I imagine Batman
Oh,
would. And
okay.
he's big as well. Like
It's not like here's the origin of how he become Batman again. I don't think they're doing that. I think they're just like, all right, you know who
Are
Batman
they
is and
carrying
stuff.
on the story? in
No.
some way?
no, it's
it's
I
just
don't
another.
think so.
It's just another completely different
if
story.
anything,
about-
it's a sequel to Man of Steel. But what it is it's an in for the Justice League because Jason
Right.
Momoa has been cast as Aquaman, and he looks fucking badass.
Gal Gadot.
So
as
what?
Wonder
So Ben Affleck's already sort of signed up to be in the next Justice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I think,
hell yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
they're
yeah.
all in
Film.
big, like 5 film deals and
Oh
stuff.
right,
Yeah.
wicked. Okay, yeah, sounds awesome.
It's great.
It'll be
I
alright.
definitely will give it a go.
It's
I'll
the
watch it.
the look of it that I'm interested in. I don't think it's all going to hang together. I think that they're going to try and cram too much in, and yeah, I'm not anticipating like a great movie, but I think that the bits that they're stealing the visuals from, I'm really excited to see them.
It's just going to be both of them trying to suss each other out, isn't it? Like, are you dangerous to humans? Are you dangerous to humans?
You'd be like, no.
I don't know. You tell me. What are you going to do to them? I don't know. You tell me what you're going to do to them.
So
I'm
it's
here
like,
I'm here to protect them. No, you're not. I'm here to protect them.
This is your version of the Batman
Yeah.
Superman fight.
For fuck's sake, how are you going to protect them? You haven't got any powers. You've got little gadgets. You can't fly around from like one end of the world to the other in like under a minute.
I got a
I
plane.
can.
I got a plane.
This
I
is a
can
job for me. You can stay here and sit behind the telephone and take in all the orders, or whatever, like all the problems.
Why don't we team up?
And I'll go out and help them.
Why don't we team up? That'd be better, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you can be my secretary, Batman. And
No. Kryptonite bullet! Ah, yeah! Batman wins, see?
Oh,
Lulled you into a shitty
is that how he's gonna
conversation.
don't tell me that's how he's going to do it. Batman's going to make a gun that shoots kryptonite. It's the only way, isn't it?
Nope.
What? Oh yeah, you can chuck a bowl of kryptonite over his face. Fill a
Yeah,
bag.
choose your weapons from your gadget belt.
Fill a bag up with kryptonite
Yeah,
and then just
batarang.
freaking like.
Grappling hook, gun, and bowl.
Bowl of krypton.
Bowl of kryptonite.
Say that. You fucking... you miss him. Oh, fuck. We got any Superman repellent spray in this motherfucker? Oh, no. I took all the kryptonite out of the cartridges for that bowl. Touch of this week in history?
Yeah, please. Bear in
Let's-
mind I'm going to have to disappear for 10 minutes very soon.
Gotta let the painter out of work.
Yeah.
Not a euphemism.
No.
Alright, this week in 1918, Manfred von Richthofen is shot down over France.
Baron von Richthofen.
The Red Baron.
Yeah.
Bit of him, buddy?
No.
From a bit of history that you like? The war?
No, it's too. The fact you said aeroplanes is too modern.
That
war.
is too modern, yeah.
No,
you're totally
no,
right,
no,
yeah.
no.
War. I'm half interested.
If
Did
you'd
they
said
have swords?
horseback, I would have
Yeah.
been completely on board.
If you'd said sword, he's like totally interested. Right,
Bow
you
and
said
arrow.
war, tanks. No, sorry.
80 confirmed air battle victories. 80.
80.
Would have been 80. That's just
is
confirmed.
amazing.
That's like, yeah, definitely shot. Plane recovered in a body scene. So he might have gone back saying, I think I shot a lot more.
Confusing that he spoke English, of course, but
Yeah, well, my impression of him comes from Blackadder, so they all spoke English in that. This week in 1934, the surgeon's photograph is published in the Daily Mail. Do you know the surgeon's photograph? No, it's just taken by a surgeon. It's a really famous picture of what they thought was the Loch Ness Monster. It's the black and white grainy thing with an otter in it.
Oh right,
God.
yeah, of course.
So shit, that photo.
Most interesting thing about the article that I read, that was published this week in 1934. Awesome. And then confirmed as a hoax in 1999. I thought it was a bit late for them to say that there's no Loch Ness Monster. And they have looked loads, and there isn't one.
They have looked loads. If you go up to Loch Ness, you can buy books about it, and especially good at the touristy ones. That there was I saw a sonar thing that they did a survey, but the results were inconclusive. There's a couple of blobs here that they're not sure what they were. Could be a dinosaur that survived millions and millions of years in a loch in Scotland.
When they confirmed it being definitely not being it definitely not existing. When they confirmed it definitely not existing.
Oh no, they haven't confirmed it definitely doesn't exist.
No,
they
they
confirmed
just-
that photograph was a hoax. That it's definitely an otter.
Is it? Would it have been an otter? That's like a fucking otter in the film. A really long otter.
No, it's a photograph. It's a black and white photograph. No real perspective to
Did you
it.
say the film? Do you mean the film with Ted Danson?
No,
Because he's not saying it was an otter in that, mate. That's far from it. The big
no, I'm
CGI
right about in
monsters,
the
isn't
photo.
it?
I've seen that photo.
Eat these mushrooms, Mr.
I've seen that
Dempsey.
photo, and it's got one
Fucking
bum,
hell.
and then another thing sticking out.
You haven't seen.
No,
a
it's got a
fucking-
little body in it as well, like a little.
You think of the Family Nest. You think of that
No,
cartoon
I've
show.
seen the photo.
It
I've
was-
seen the photo you're on about.
Were they friends with like a fisherman and his
What,
daughter?
in the original photo, it's just a head.
It's not an original. It's just a famous photo.
It's a photo of an otter that looks like it could be the head of a dinosaur. Yeah.
Well,
Far
hang on a
away.
minute. Right, but that's like saying that the otter is standing on the water.
I have no idea, mate.
I
It could
wanna-
very well be the Loch Ness monster.
I want to look at the photo again.
Okay. I want to look at the photo that you've seen with like the fucking
Yeah.
the big humps coming
I
out
swear
of
I've
it.
seen it.
But he's got a tartan hat on, little ginger moustache.
No, it hasn't got all that.
Okay.
I'll have to get you the book. I'll have to show you what.
what book?
I've got like this magazine that my dad had, like mysteries or something, like issue 7 of like world's mysteries.
Issue 7.
No, I've got a
pretty
couple of. Oh
sweet.
shit, have we still got them? Yeah.
Oh mate, bring him.
One's got like Bigfoot in it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sweet man. Let's have a look at them.
Yeah, let's.
I'll bring them. Yeah.
All right, and then this week in 1966, Haile Selassie visits Jamaica. They call it Groundation Day. I think that's how you pronounce it. Grounation. When they knew he was coming, they all rushed to the airport. His Ethiopia Airlines plane landed. He was surrounded by people drumming and just smoking loads and loads of weed. All of them just ran to the airport and just stayed on the tarmac while it landed, applauding and stuff. Because they think he's God. He's God incarnate.
That's cool.
Which is nice. Apparently, shouldn't underestimate it, although people thought it was a load of, sort of broke hippies who wanted to go out and just take drugs and welcome what they thought was a deity to their country. But it actually gave Rastafarianism a lot more publicity and a lot more respect in the wider community. That's all that happened this week in history. So my nomination for Cunt of the Week then goes to this. Is he a journalist, Ken?
Yeah.
His name is Grub Smith.
He
Full name?
works for FHM and Poker Player magazine.
Oh, right, well there you go. It's because of a clip from a documentary, I guess, that I'll put a link up to and then I just showed you guys, where he's got challenges to do and he tries to join an LA gang. Kind of cheapens gang culture a bit. A couple of guys who he meets tell him that and he wisens up, but he meets a guy, a blood called Bloodhound, and takes one wicked punch to the chest. His uppance comes. Watch the whole clip, but you'll definitely see why I think he's Cunt of the Week.
I can't believe that you said them. I thought you were saying that gangster was going to be Cunt of the Week. I can't believe he chose him.
Yeah, murdering gangsters, definite cunts, but they go without saying. We can't have any actual sort of evil people,
Yeah.
I don't think. We try and steer away from it as much as we can.
He's called, Grub is a nickname. His name's Michael Smith, but his nickname is Grub. Which he adopted. He went to a school called Downside School, which is in Stratton-on-the-Foss in Somerset. Now that's with hyphens in the middle. That's like 3 hyphens, 4.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Stratton-on-the-Foss in Somerset.
Downside though, what the fuck?
Downside School. But he was originally nicknamed Maggot by a master at the prep school. But then he sort of was promoted. He became Grub.
Promoted.
But yeah, he went to Cambridge. He started his career on the Literary Review. Then he went to work for GQ.
Yeah. And the work dried up a bit, did it?
He hosted the first season of humorous travel series for Bravo TV called Sin Cities in 2000.
Oh, I thought I recognised his
The
voice.
series looked at sexual entertainment options around the world, and as part of one episode filmed in Los Angeles, he appeared in a porn film featuring the famous porn star Mrs. B.
Starting to regret calling him Cunt of the Week now.
I don't know quite what this is, but yeah, poker.
He writes for a poker magazine.
That's what it says. Yeah, it says for
Much
Poker
content
Player
in that, do you think?
magazines.
In a poker
I don't
magazine?
know, but he's
Hand of the month. It's a royal flush
I
again.
think he's like, he loves poker. He's commentated on. He's probably from that you recognise his voice, watching
Might
poker
be, yeah.
on the telly. Yeah, and he's the commentator.
Well, I'll be damned, commentator or not. Grub Smith, you were this week's Cunt of the Week.
Honourable cunt.
Well, he hosted a show in 2008 about bouncers on ITV.
What's it called? Bounces.
No, I probably like Grub fits right in.
Cunts on the door. And on that blasphemous note, not blasphemous really, they're not gods, they
He's
think
been
they
on
are.
Pointless as well.
What?
Back in January.
Well, I don't know whether it's muddied my opinion of him or Endemol now.
Well, I tell you what, interestingly, him and his partner won Pointless.
Oh.
And the question, which non-European racing drivers have won the Monaco Grand Prix? Jody Scheckter. When asked what he did for a living, Smith did not disclose his television journalism or poker careers. He just went on. So it's not the celebrity pointless. Him and his partner.
Oh, he just went on with the
him and his
mate.
partner just went on the pointless. That's according to this.
Fucking hell.
According to Wikipedia.
Well, he's an interesting cunt, but
Still cunt of the week.
still cunt of the week without fail.
Okay. He he donates all the money he earns to Great Ormond Street.
What?
What his hobbies include saving babies from
Oh,
volunteers.
fuck off. Well, in which case, if that's on his Wikipedia page, then yeah, he's a boastful cunt as
No,
well.
it's not. I
It's very late. On that very, very late note, I'd
Is
like to
that
say
it?
thank you. Yeah,
oh,
to my co-participants, Antonio Romola
Cheers.
and Kenneth Trainer.
just to say as we roll
Blow,
out
blow.
the Google icon thing.
Yeah.
Today is the Loch Ness monster.
Ho ho!
Uh,
So yeah, if anybody from Google wants to give me a job, because we're on the same level, obviously, email us thelast7podcast@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter @thelast7. Good night.
That's the sort of submarine I would have escaped in.
yeah, don't know it. See what I mean? This computer is well, it's about it for a year.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Well, I Google it,
Cheryl's second marriage was now on the rocks. Her drinking was making her behave in ways she would never do sober.
Do you know red wine is anti-cancerous?
No, it isn't.
It is.
Nope.
I don't think it, if it's like, you know, it has to be like organic, like proper homemade wine.
It's not anti-cancerous.
It is, mate. I read
No.
it. I read it.
No,
It is.
no.
It is, mate.
How much red wine?
Huh?
How much red wine?
I don't know, but I just read it in my book. It was on the list of one of the anti-cancerous things.
Yeah, it's
can
not
have.
true.
It is, mate, because
It's not true.
it's the red in it.
No, it's the red in it.
Yeah, because it was under the list of all other red vegetables and things and fruits that you can eat.
What fucking book was this?
Because it's all about red stuff which contain antioxidants, and red wine contains the same thing that you get in like berries, like red berries and shit, which is anti-cancerous.
Yeah.
It's called Foods That Heal, Foods That Harm. It's fucking amazing, mate.
It's a load of bollocks is
It's
what
the
it is,
best
mate.
book I own.
It's a load of shit. Unfortunately.
I read it all the time. I flick through it, whatever I want to like.
You know what foods are good for you? Because they're fruits and vegetables. You know what foods are bad for you? Like fucking heavy dairy and cream and stuff
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
no, no.
So you know those things. Never do a red making cancer better.
Beetroot,
So it was
red
the-
cabbage.
No, Tone, because people who eat beetroot and red cabbage get cancer.
Yes, I know. I'm not saying that if you eat that stuff, you're never going to get cancer.
So it doesn't prevent cancer
It
then?
helps. It builds up your defense, like
No.
immune system towards
No.
cancer.
No, mate.
So it's
People who eat fruit and veg generally lead healthier lifestyles that won't lead to cancer-causing behaviours like smoking and drinking heavily. It's nothing to do with the red in it, buddy. I'm sorry. Not red doesn't make cancer better. The grape thing.
I'm not
was that-
saying it cures cancer, mate. It's different. It can help prevent cancer. It's not. It doesn't.
No.
It won't heal you. If you've
No.
got cancer,
Correct.
it's not going to get rid of it.
That's right.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that these are a list. There are lists of foods
Yeah, it's a
which
bollocks
are very
list, mate.
good at building up your immune system against cancerous cells.
No.
That's what it is.
No.
Yes, it
Are we
is,
still
mate.
recording?
Yep.
Just going back
true,
on
mate.
this.
It's not true, Tone.
It is fucking true.
It's not
Sergeant-
fucking true, mate.
You're chatting shit, mate.
The surgeon's photograph.
That's not the photo scene.
The surgeon's photograph. According to the Telegraph, it was revealed as a fake by the Sunday Telegraph in 1975,
Oh, well.
not 1999.